Football is back, ladies and gentlemen, which now means it's time to get your team's football shirt. But I'm not trying to pay £120 for a football shirt. I'm just saying. But I have found the solution for myself and for you, the lovely audience of the Don Husam channel, with your own coupon promo code. And this is the solution, ladies and gentlemen. All you've got to do is just go to okjersey.com. As you guys can see, all the options are there. Of course, I'm a Liverpool fan, you guys already know. And then this is the shirt. Look how amazing it looks. I'm just going to go pick my size. And then after that, I'm going to choose the Premier League patch. And listen, I'm too old to be putting any player names on the back, so I'm just going to get it as it is. I'm going to click add to cart, view cart. And this is the same thing that you guys do on any website. You proceed to checkout, you fill in all your information. And then after that, coupon code Husam. When you click this coupon code, you get a 8% discount. Enjoy shopping, guys. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It's Thursday. It's the Premier League Lounge and we're here to talk about the football. We're here to talk about all the news, ladies and gentlemen. You know, big up, yesterday a Chelsea fan came to me and he's like, you know, Husam, you got a lot of things wrong on YouTube, as do all YouTubers, because, you know, believe it or not, many people are unaware of this, but this is the truth. You actually get a lot more wrong than you get right in the world of YouTube, and this is normal. One guy came to me and was like, the one thing you have consistently been correct on is Chelsea Football Club. You wake up today, Enzo Maresca has been sacked, and, you know, they said mutual consent. We know what that really means. You know, we get all the news about how embarrassing Chelsea Football Club are as an institution. So big up to all of you guys. We're here to speak about that. And if we have time other than the Chelsea topic, we'll speak about other shit too. But I doubt it after today's news. Regardless, big up to all of you guys locked in. 200 people in the building. 300 people actually in the building already. I appreciate you all. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you, please hit the like button and subscribe right here, right now. Keep getting stuck in the chat. Keep letting me know your opinions. David Speaks Football is in the description. Bay Ledge is in the description. And of course, Blue Brother CFC is in the description as well. Big up to man like Charlie, who's back on the channel. Anyway, like, chat, subscribe, and there's only one place to start. Chelsea. Hello, Mr. Charlie. Hope you are good, my brother. It's been a crazy 2025 for you, going on Sky Sports and the massive celebrity that you are, meeting Chelsea player. And it hasn't. Oh yeah, you didn't see that?
I didn't know. Tell me a quick bit about that. That's amazing. Well done.
Oh yeah, actually, let's discuss.
Start on a positive.
Start on a positive. Well, the positive is that I'm ready for 2027. Bro, I'm ready for 2027
Come on. Come on.
Nice. Look at that. Bro, big up.
I'm
Maresca, man. Forget him.
This is when he was not taken in the US. Celebrating.
Yeah, in the US, we were there. But those were the good times. Let's get some more up. Yep, Greece James, legend. He's gonna fuck off now as well. Yep, excellent.
Oh, mate.
Cole, yeah.
Strong words there, mate. Strong words.
Come on. But yeah, no, bro. I don't know where to start, to be honest, Sam. It's
You're devastated, I can tell.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say I was devastated. It's not like he was, you know, I liked him, thought he was done a good job in the circumstances. It's not about him leaving. It's about what him leaving represents. And it's another manager who is fed up of working under this hierarchy and is fed up of the interference and the micromanagement from Ed Barley, from the sporting directors. I'm not saying he was perfect, the manager. He got things wrong. He made mistakes. He wasn't learning from certain mistakes, kept doing the same things, right? And that's frustrating. And some of the performances have been poor, and some of the stuff that he was doing, he didn't get everything right. But the fact that he chose to walk away, the fact that he'd had enough, is the biggest indictment on this whole farce that has been dressed up as some sort of project. There is no project. It's just guys that have come in, and this is an asset to them. They don't know how to run a football club. This is like one of them things when you've got so much money. What can I buy today? I need to spend my money on something. Oh, do you know what I'll do? I won't get a massive yacht. I'll buy a football club. because that'll give me something to do with my spare time. This is where we're at right now. They've come in, and I like to give people a chance. I like to give things a chance. Some people called this out from day one, and fair play to them. And obviously they look right now, and that's all good for them. But I like to give things a chance, give people a chance. Things change. It was never going to be Roman forever. There was always going to be someone else coming in at some point. So I like to give things a chance. I've given things a chance now, and this is it. I'm done. These lot need to go, and they need to go now, because everything that has gone wrong over the past 4 years, the one constant is them. We've gone from Thomas Tuchel, couldn't work under this ownership. Graham Potter, yeah, okay, he left, but he wasn't particularly happy with things. Mauricio Pochettino, who was worked under Daniel Levy and had no signings for 3 consecutive windows, couldn't work under these guys. And now Enzo Maresca cannot work under these guys. And if I'm in charge and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, the same thing keeps going wrong here, but it must be the manager, is what they're thinking. They're not looking at themselves. They're patting themselves back. And the thing that annoys me the most is that when we do well and when we win stuff, they're the first ones to take credit for it. As soon as shit hits the fan, it's all on the manager, and these cowards are nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. And then it's almost like these things are ready and waiting. All the briefings come out saying, Maresca did this and that. He wanted to write a book, and then he spoke at something in Italy without the club's permission, and he did this and that, and he spoke to Man City 2 times, even though he told the club that he was doing that, and his contract allowed him to do that. And then there's been a disagreement with the medical team because the medical team are saying don't do X, Y, Z, and he wanted to do something different. It's all bullshit. Like we know what's happened here, and like it's always funny when the PR comes out after a manager's left and how clubs try to save face and paint themselves in a positive light. I urge all Chelsea fans, please do not believe the BS that you were reading coming out from the club regarding the manager today, because this couldn't be further from the truth. He left because he was fed up and wasn't backed and wasn't given what he wanted. And ultimately, look, no manager's bigger than the club, no person's bigger than the club. The club will continue. I'm annoyed he's gone. I think he's a top manager, and I think he'll go to Italy. He'll probably go to Italy now, put his feet up for 6 months, enjoy some coffee, and then when Pep calls it a day, he'll go and manage Man City, or he'll take over at Juventus after Spalletti has done his 6 months there. So this guy is not going to. His career is not taking a big hit. His reputation's intact. I'd say his reputation has been enhanced. The fact that he stood up to this bullshit and he's walked away, he will have a very successful career. But we're just left as a laughing stock once again. And I'm just tired of it, because day one, this ownership came in and they said, we want a long-term head coach. We're committed to a long-term head coach. We're not even, it'll be 4 years in May, and we are now looking for manager number 6. You cannot believe a single thing that comes out from these guys. Nothing.
At least with Abramovich, he was manager 6 and you were winning stuff.
Bro, but also though, it was, but we also had a squad that was capable of winning. We also had basically the best squad, or one of the top 2 squads.
They've won stuff though. You have won stuff. You have won stuff.
We have won stuff, but that was in spite of what he's been given, not because of what he was given. The Conference League, any Chelsea manager should be winning the Conference League, and I'm not belittling the Conference League.
Bailey would won that.
You still have to go and win it. So he went and won it. The Club World Cup, we were brilliant. And look, Chelsea have got, when everyone's fit, Chelsea have got a starting 11 that is capable of competing. The problem is you need more than 11 players to compete over the course of a season. And the transfer window, the last 2 transfer windows have been a complete and utter disgrace. When they talk about, we signed the best players under the age of 25 from different leagues. No, we don't. But there's a list of players that Maresca's that have been signed for the manager in the last 2 windows. And you've got Tossins on it, Kellyman's, Caleb Wiley, Penders, Mamadou Sarr, Anselmino. Bro, these guys are not even going to play for this football club, or they've already been and gone 6 to 12 months after being signed. There is no accountability for any of this mess from any of the people responsible for it. They're just carrying on, burying their heads in the sand and thinking what they're doing is going to work. Like, part of me actually respects and admires that level of delusion. I would love to be able to be that deluded about something.
Can I
Ask
a question, Charlie? Do you think Maresca's done enough to warrant to be able to demand things? Do you think he's done enough? You think he has?
Look, do I think he can go and do like an Antonio Conte style meltdown at Spurs when he literally battered the club? He probably hasn't earned that right, but he's definitely earned the right to push the club for better and to want the players in to win. And do you know what this tells me, right? Is that what he was given in the summer was their basically way of saying we're not interested in challenging or competing. That or there's that one. I don't know which is worse. That or the fact that they think what they gave him was good enough to compete. I don't know which one's worse. The two. That we're not interested in competing, or what was given to him they think is good enough to compete. I don't know which is the worst one out of that. They're both horrendous, but there's like people talk about we're underachieving. I don't think we are underachieving. I think why people say that is because of Aston Villa right now are overachieving. I predicted Chelsea to come third this season. The limit, the absolute maximum possible, is third place for this team. But realistically, we're a top 4, top 5 team. We finished top 4 on the final day of the season last season, and we spent £250 million and made the squad worse. We are exactly where we should be with this team and this squad. Top 4, top 5. The only reason it looks bad is because Aston Villa are overachieving at this point in time. But Chelsea are not underachieving. We are doing what we should be doing right now, which is in around 4th or 5th place.
I had this conversation earlier in the week on Straight Facts. Yeah, I believe, let's say you went and got a Mark Gay and an Husam. Yeah. Right. Those two players alone, I think, push you to competing. But let's be real here, guys. When you've got Pep Guardiola in the league, even if you get the right players, even if you invest correctly, you're still not guaranteed to win anything. Let's be honest. Even if Chelsea got Mark Gay and Husam, that was live as well. Click that quickly. Even if you got Mark Gay and Husam, would you put Chelsea guys ahead of Arsenal and Man City? I don't think you can.
No, but it makes their possibilities better.
But the point I'm making is nothing's guaranteed, guys. Nothing's guaranteed.
Nothing is guaranteed. I give you an example. Nothing was guaranteed for us either. But you know what we did? We went and signed Alisson and Van Dijk, and we ended up winning the Champions League, and we ended up winning the Premier League the year after. So it wasn't a guarantee. Pep was there. Prime Pep Guardiola was there. And he had an unbelievable team with the likes of Sane and Mar and all these guys. Let me just read you guys a quick paragraph from Pies. Maresca has often felt scapegoated by the media for poor performances and bad results, especially when he has been essentially told to rotate to develop the new talent and satisfy agents, who in recent weeks have been calling up Chelsea's sporting directors to ask why their client hasn't been given the minutes and trust they ought to be and told they would get.
Bro, this is what we're doing.
We have to take a step back.
We're selling lies. We're selling these players' dreams with no intentions of doing anything we said they're going to do to get them to sign. Like that's what's happening here.
The reason why that paragraph is important is because it tells me that what Charlie's saying is true, unfortunately, is it's not actually all about Enzo Maresca at this football club, and it's more about the project, and it's more about this idea, and it's more about the selling, and it's more about the buying talented players. It's not necessarily really about winning, because I think had 4 of us sat down in the summer as Chelsea sporting directors, we could have given Chelsea a better transfer window than the one that they currently had. And look, there's a guy yesterday, and I said this at the start, he was like, there's one thing you got completely correct in the world of YouTube, and that's Chelsea. Because I look at the transfer window, and during the summer, I was here. This is not a reactionary thing. I said it in the summer. I rank Chelsea transfer window the lowest out of all big 6 clubs.
3 out of 10.
Yeah, I gave it a 2 or 3 out of 10,
Yeah,
I think. So
shit.
I give it a very low score. And the only reason why I give it a low score is because, like, I was like, oh, they signed Joao Pedro, I think is a good player. The rest of the signings all made no sense. You ended up not signing a goalkeeper as well. You know, I think in the summer, let's remember something. Chelsea were the first club linked to Hinchcapia. Chelsea were the first club linked to Ekitike, as an example. Chelsea had the possibilities of signing these players, but they never ended up signing them.
But this is the thing.
Guys, I feel like Chelsea fans need to live in the now, in the future. Like they keep talking about the past and the trophies they've won and Abramovich and stuff like that. Bro, it's been 4 years of this, new ownership. You know what sort of players they're going to buy. Like your expectations shouldn't be let's go for the league, let's go for the Champions League now. It's just like Charlie said, it should be a 4th or 5th thing for Chelsea fans. If we're actually being for real, if we're looking at let's look at the players that you guys are actually signing. Let's look at the wages you're giving them. Let's look at what level they are. It's not let's go and sign this talent from Brazil. Esteval, Santos. Like, bro, who are these guys? Who literally these guys ain't done nothing. And then the Gittins, the Garnachos, it's like they're buying rejects. Bro, what Chelsea look like now is Arsenal, 10 years ago, bro? Fighting for top 4.
Well, I think it went wrong.
But that's why I said after the game on Saturday against Villa or the one the other night, we're literally what Arsenal were at the end of the Wenger era. Happy to get top 4, and if we get the odds cup here and there, great. That was literally it. Top 4 is like a trophy.
I'm not sure that's it though, Charlie. Do you know what I reckon happened? You won the Conference League, which, let's be honest, I think any of us could probably have managed Chelsea to do that, right? But then you went and won the World Cup, shall we call it? The World Club
wasn't
Cup.
part of the plan.
But what that's done is given the ownership, and they thought to themselves, do you know what? We're not that bad. We played excellent against PSG. We're not far off here. Let's invest in youth. Let's keep this going. We've got enough here to challenge. So I think, I don't know what you think, I almost think winning that gave the club a false sense of security.
And this is the problem, right? And this is why, like, winning the Club World Cup was fantastic. Enjoyed it, loved it, great.
Of course.
However, it's also caused us problems as well. Because one, it's raised level of expectation, which I don't think the ownership wanted to happen. And secondly, it's maybe made them think that what they're doing is actually working and actually fine. And the reality is, it's not, because Chelsea have been a cup team for years. We won the league under Conte in 2017. Since it's bordering 10 years now, we haven't finished higher. The highest we finished is 3rd. We haven't challenged for the Premier League title one time since we won it. So, like, you look at the squad, you look at the way that we're recruiting, we're miles off. Like, there's no coincidence for me that after every transfer window that closes, we all say, Chelsea need 3 or 4 players still. That's not a coincidence. That's happening by design. How we're constantly always needing 3 or 4 players. We still need 3 or 4 players. This summer, right? If we were serious about winning and competing, there is no reason why you don't go and get Mike Maignan or Donnarumma in goal, both available, both attainable. Why you don't go and sign a Victor Osimhen? Why you don't go and sign Mark Guehi? Why you don't go and sign Antoine Semenyo, for example? Those 4 players there. If you've got a Maignan or a Donnarumma, an Osimhen, a Guehi, and a Semenyo, you telling me that wasn't possible for Chelsea? That you could have done that? You could have convinced those players. You could have offered them money.
I don't think they could have. Honestly, Charlie, I'm being serious. I don't think they could have. This new ownership, right? This new ownership have made it clear.
No. But my point is, though, is that they could, if they wanted to do that, they could have done it. But the point is that they didn't want to do it, and that's not part of their plan. Like, they could have done that. That was there to be done.
Are we using hindsight a little bit, though, Charlie? After the Club World Cup, and you saw the signings that you had made, I'm just asking you the question. I'm not trying to catch you out or anything. How did you feel going into this season? Didn't you feel positive? Didn't you feel like you had enough potential? And I'm not being funny. You've got some world-class players in your squad. You do, right?
4 or 5 good ones, yeah.
Which, mate, listen, that's more than enough to compete. If you've got at least 2 to 3 world-class players in your squad, I think that's enough. You don't need 11 world-class players. I don't think so, guys.
No, you don't need 11 world-claess players.
How did you feel at the start of the season? Did you feel how you feel now? Be honest.
I wasn't. Look, you always feel positive after having success in the summer, winning 2 trophies. But I was of the opinion in the summer that we hadn't done enough. We missed a massive opportunity, and this season was going to be a bit of a struggle. I wasn't expecting a title challenge this season because we made the squad worse. The players that left, the ones that came in to replace them, aren't better than them right now. And I thought, again, we're going to be in another top 4, top 5 situation, and that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. If Chelsea purely on money spent should be competing for the Premier League title. The fact that we're nowhere near doing that with the amount of money spent is an abject failure. I think there's a genuine conversation to be had that this investment in money that we've spent under this ownership could be the biggest waste of money in Premier League history. In terms of it could be. Like, they've got some signings right. Cole Palmer has worked out well for us, but that was
Caicedo.
I don't want to say it was
Palmer
lucky.
wanted to leave.
Palmer wanted to leave, and was it lucky? I don't know if it was lucky, but it's worked out. But he's done. There wasn't that. Like, there was ability there, but there was no one really had a feeling that he was going to go on and do what he's done and sort of develop into the player that he has. So you get a little bit lucky on the Palmer one, fine. But then you're looking at it, Caicedo, you knew what that was, proven quantity. There were never any doubts over Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez, again, he was good at Benfica, had a very good World Cup, but you sort of signed him.
Winner. He's a World Cup winner.
But you sort of signed him really based on the World Cup, essentially. You might have looked at him before at Benfica and whatnot, and River Plate maybe.
Yeah,
but
Chelsea have signed some amazing players from Benfica, Charlie.
Signed some good players, right? Yeah. But the problem is, though, is like when we had Eden Hazard and we failed to surround him with the required quality. It's the same again. You've got Reece James, Cucurella, Caicedo, Cole Palmer. Maybe you can put Levi Colwell in there. Maybe you could put Enzo Fernandez in there if you wanted to. The point is, right, you've got a good core of between 4 and 6 players, depending on who you want to put in there, right? The issue is that we are letting those guys down because we have not surrounded them with good enough quality. I feel sorry for the likes of Reece James, for the likes of Cole Palmer. When Cole Palmer looks up and he looks what's around him, and he's got Garnacho and Gittins, and he's got Liam Delap in front of him, and he's got Pedro Neto to the other side of him.
Pedro Neto's been good, though, mate. Pedro Neto's been good.
His actual play his actual wing play is so mid. This guy cannot.
But if I said Jackson, right, and I said I'm going to replace Jackson with 2 Premier League players, Delap, who scored 13 goals for Ipswich last season. That's not a small feat he's done there, yeah?
No.
And João Pedro. So Delap and João Pedro, Jackson. Which hand are you going to take, guys? You're going to take Delap and João Pedro.
But the thing is, though, is that João Pedro was really more of an Nkunku replacement, or Nkunku/João Felix replacement. But we've essentially swapped.
Bailey, you wouldn't take Delap and João Pedro as a 2 signings. You don't think that improved? Look, let's take away hindsight.
I'll tell you why it didn't improve. Right, I liked Nicholas Jackson. My thing is, right, I've never had a problem with the club selling players. My thing is, make sure you bring in players better than the ones that left. And
that's the question I'm asking.
Yeah, and the problem is now, right, is that Nicholas Jackson, the version of Nicholas Jackson that left Chelsea, is considerably better than the current version of Liam Delap that arrived. Miles better. Could Delap develop? Doesn't
Maresca take some blame for that, Charlie? Maresca take some blame for that?
Delap has been injured for as in
the way he's integrated the new signings. It's not been amazing. You can't just blame.
It's not been amazing, but also
there you go.
He's just working with players.
He's not innocent in this, is what I'm saying. He's not completely innocent in this.
No. I agree.
Why is David defending Chelsea Football Club here as an institution?
Now you're catching me out because I said we earlier, but honestly,
I think no. 1 second. I understand where you're coming from, but I think we should play the percentages game here, which is I agree that I think Maresca is to blame to a certain extent, right? What I'm saying is, if I'm to blame Maresca, I will blame Maresca for 30% of.
Bro, he's at the bottom of the blame.
That's all I'm asking.
And look, here's my thing.
Right? If you split it 3 ways,
currently, as things stand,
can't be at the
Aston Villa are third. This is the same thing that happened with Nottingham Forest. We have all been watching the Premier League
Correct.
for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
This is the same shit that happened with Leicester when they were in the top 4 twice and then fell off on the last 3-4 weeks. This is the same shit. If I go back in the day, that happened with Everton under David Moyes. There is always a football club that's a surprise football club that comes up for like the first, 6 months of the season. I was like, oh my God, let's talk about this team and let's talk about that team. And in the end, they end up falling off. I believe had Chelsea just persisted with Maresca, they would have finished 4th or 5th, which is exactly what I
we would have finished 4th or 5th,
things eventually even out. Like Liverpool aren't going to be this shit the whole season, so Liverpool end up finishing 3rd below Arsenal and City, and then 4th finishes Chelsea.
I'll be honest though, Husam, that, bro,
they are where I expect them to be, and I think
there's now.
My thing is, I look at Chelsea's recruitment, and I don't think Pep would have done well.
Bro, it's arse. It's bro, the recruitment.
Garnacho, Gittins, Joao Pedro, Delap. You look at their midfield. Okay, so their midfield is Enzo Caicedo and Cole Palmer. Great. Cole Palmer has been injured for 3 months.
Lavia
Who's the bench option? Andre Santos. Shiver me timbers. Wow.
It's not good enough.
Shiver me timbers.
Like as an opponent of Chelsea, Andre Santos is coming on. How can I live? Fuck off.
Husam.
The centre backs. Levi Colwell is their best striker, best defender. He's been injured. Nothing to do with Maresca. The centre backs that they got: Chalobah, Tosin, Badiashile, Josh Achimpong. What are we doing here?
But this is the thing, though, bro. Right?
Everyone's a good talent. Everyone's a good talent for the Chelsea.
I agree, Bailey. I agree.
But this is the problem, though, is that not every. You can have some players. You can have some talents you need to develop. When 3/4 of the squad are talents that need developing, you're finished because you cannot develop all these people at the same time. What should have happened is you sign Garnacho or Gittins and you have them behind a Semenyo, for example. You sign Delap, but you have him behind a Victor Osimhen, for example. Delap's going to go the same way as Højlund at Man United. Rasmus Højlund should have been backing up someone like Harry Kane, for example. Liam Delap should be backing up a better striker than him. And he's been signed after 1 season at Ipswich. He played transitional football. A lot of that was on the counter-attack, right? And he comes 1 season at Ipswich and he comes to Chelsea and he is the main number 9. He is given the number 9 shirt at Chelsea Football Club after 1 season at Ipswich to be the top dog. What are we doing here? Are we surprised that what is happening right now is happening?
Mental.
Isn't there a world where a new manager comes in and these new signings perform better? And then everyone's like, "Whoa, what's happening here?"
And then by this time next year, after they go get Quenda and 3 random youngsters in the summer, Chelsea are 6th again, and then they sack the new manager because the agents are calling the club asking why the players ain't playing.
The next manager will be
Chelsea will never win the league under the Paul Igbali ownership.
The next manager will be Liam Rossini at Strasbourg, and it's just going to be. There's just going to be chaos. It's going to be terrible.
What's this? Terrible. Mr. David, talk to us about Liam Rossini from Strasbourg, please. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
But I ain't got a Scooby-Doo about it.
It sounds great. It sounds great, brother. Do you know what's great, right? Is that Rossini obviously managing at Strasbourg, but in his playing career, he used to play for Brighton, didn't he? Of course he fucking did.
Brighton. Oh my God.
He played for Brighton back in the day. So come on,
mate. The fella could walk past me in the street. I ain't got a clue.
To the next level, taking spicy Brighton, actually applying it as well. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But the thing is now, right, is that for me, this now confirms, and it should confirm it to all Chelsea fans, this project is unbackable. Nobody, not a single Chelsea fan, should be backing this project or believing in this project.
Well, why not though? You're still in the positions to challenge. It's not like you're like 7th, 8th.
Bro, we're not challenging for anything.
But we said earlier, Charlie, and you agreed, you're 2 players off of challenging. We all agreed on that earlier, right?
Not two. I think more. I think 4 or 5.
I said Mark Gay and Osimhen would put you in the bracket of challenging Arsenal and Man City, right? I'm not being funny. If you put Mark Gay and Osimhen into Man United, we're not challenging still. So the point I'm trying to make is you cuss the project, but it's not that far off. It's not that far off. You've got a lot of talent in there.
After 4 years and almost 2 billion spent, we shouldn't be sitting here and saying, oh, we still need 3 or 4 players. The fact's right that we're sitting here and Chelsea still aren't challenging for a Premier League title after 4 years, and the investment is a disgrace. That in itself is a sackable offence for those involved. It is.
Yeah.
It's honestly disgraceful.
I just think Pep Guardiola's got a big thing to say.
Sorry, I got to ask you a question. I got to ask you a quick question because man seen a quote regarding Maresca, right? From Ben Jacobs. He's talking about how he understands Man City and Maresca have also had some talks already.
Yeah, they have.
This came as a surprise to the Chelsea hierarchy. Obviously, basically inclining. They basically sacked him because of his conversations with.
They've said. I mean, look, the club were always going to put out that they sacked him. He walked, and then they put it out as a mutual consent. Like that. That's kind of how these things work. He has had conversations with City. Look, he switched agents to Jorge Mendes in October. Obviously mapping out the next part of his career and whatnot. So he switched agents to Jorge Mendes. And then, look, he's held conversations with City apparently twice. Ornstein was saying that twice in late October he told the club, and again in I can't remember when the other one was, but it said, and Ornstein said in his thing that it was within his contract that he was permitted to do that, and Maresca informed
Husam, are you still saying it's 30% Maresca? I'm not being funny.
David and Bayless. Let me give you information. One second. I bring evidence. I remember what the screenshot that was posted on Straight Facts yesterday. Let me read you. This is from Sam Wallace of the Telegraph and some guy called John Percy as well for the Telegraph as well, right? So it's not some random Fugazi source, right? So this is watch this. This proves to me that they will never be successful. The Chelsea owners will not deviate from their high volume trading model with young players signed on long contracts and then either sold or renewed according to performance. Maresca or his successor will have to work in that context. The ownership expects any coach to make that system work and use the players at his disposal.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So here's the thing. One second, Habibi, 1 second.
I don't want no problems, man. I'm sorry.
Your point is getting cooked now, and I'll tell you why. You just said that if they sign Osimhen in the summer, and I forget Osimhen. Let's actually use players that they're linked with. They were linked to Hinchapie, they were linked to Ekitike, they were linked to Semenyo. Let's say they signed Semenyo, Ekitike, and Hinchapie.
Yep.
You know why I can't use that hypothetical? Because they're not that type of football club. There is a reason why they were linked to them and then changed their mind. You know why? Because Semenyo's 25. Because Ekitike is not under 21. He's 22, 23. Because Hinchapie ain't under 21. So they can't flip him for profit. Look at all the players.
On that, and this is the point that I wanted to make as well, right? Is that there's a reason why Chelsea don't sign hardly any players over the age of 25. And I'll tell you why. Chelsea would, for example, right, Ollie Watkins, I'd use that from last weekend fresh in the mind. Chelsea would never sign an Ollie Watkins or an Ivan Toney, right? Because you get 3 years out of them and there is no future asset value in them. Why do you think we're always signing players between 18 to 23? Because there's future asset value. And the moment you sign players based on financial reasons and not footballing reasons for the better of the team is the moment that you are finished. And that's what's happening right now. Chelsea could have signed Ivan Toney. They didn't sign Ivan Toney because there's no resale value in him. And that is the most important thing to this ownership is the resale value. Not what the 3 years on the pitch could give you in terms of getting you closer, in terms of maybe getting you over the line. Yeah. That doesn't matter to them. The number one thing for this ownership is future resale value. So that is why we're always signing players that A, no one's heard of, You're signing players.
I hear your point. I hear your point.
And that's the thing,
David,
right?
can I just read
And
one
Quendo's
last
a good
thing?
player. Quendo's a good player, by the way.
About lowering the wage bill and stuff, right? I don't care about lowering the wage. We're not putting a low wage bill in the fucking trophy cabinet. No one cares about what lowered wage bill unless you're winning.
Yeah.
When Garnacho's running through on goal,
trophies.
Charlie's
You
not
have
thinking
won
how much he's going to
trophies.
flip him for. David, I'll just read you one last thing, and then after that, I'll give you a right of response to whatever you want. This as well from Ben Jacobs yesterday. This is all before Maresca got sacked, because Charlie is right. We know as soon as they sack a manager, they start to release all this to the media to show how shit the manager was. So this is this yesterday. Maresca continues to be frustrated by aspects of the Chelsea project affecting his independence to make decisions, and strategic elements don't always align with how he wants to manage the team. Maresca has said publicly he loves Chelsea as a club and its fan base and relishes the pressure of delivering a result. But the understanding is he struggles to work within certain conditions. So let's watch this, yeah? Agents are calling, asking why aren't their clients getting minutes, these young kids who have resale value. The Chelsea owners basically publicly say, we are not going to deviate from this model, guys. We're going to keep buying kids, and the new manager is going to have to make it work. I'm actually blaming Maresca too much by giving him 30%.
No, in my opinion...
Look, I think 30 is fair. No, I think 30 is fair.
No, I don't think 30 is fair. Let me explain, Bailage, yeah? In my opinion, Man United, for example, we've gone through managers also. And all I ever hear people screaming about is we need a sporting director. We need a structure at the club. We need to stop following managers and their philosophy. We need to create our own philosophy. And whoever we get in has to follow that philosophy. That's all I ever hear from Man United fans, right? Now, that's exactly what Chelsea have done. Maresca's come in and he's moaning about the philosophy. He's flirting with the enemy. I'm sorry, mate. If Jurgen Klopp, for example, was unhappy at Liverpool and you hear murmurings that in his contract he can go and speak to Manchester United, right? You'd be off your head no matter what Jurgen Klopp's delivered. That is unacceptable that Maresca's gone and spoken to Man City not once, but twice as an active manager of Chelsea Football Club, right? I don't think 30% is correct. I think 50-50, they're both in the wrong. They've clashed. And listen, they've parted by mutual consent. I think that is very accurate, guys.
That's okay. That's fair if you want to go with the narrative or what the media has said, right? Now, depends on what way you try to analyze this. We're talking about, you're saying this is what United have said. United hierarchy has said this is the philosophy. This is how we want to play. This is what Chelsea are saying. They're doing the exact same thing. Well, let's not compare it to Arsenal now, because Arsenal were loved about when it comes about process. Oh, but then Mikel Arteta came in and said, "This is what I want. This is how it's going to go. If it doesn't go this way, I am not interested. And if it doesn't work this way, fair enough. Then I can go." Mikel Arteta has come in and said, "Look, bro, I'm going to run it this way and you have to listen to me." I'm sorry. Who are these random owners from America to come and tell a football coach how to coach?
But he knew this when he got involved. He knew this when he got involved, Bailage. When he got the job, he saw what had happened previously. It wasn't alien to him. He came in. He could have put his foot down. Did he? No, he said, "No, I'll take this club forward. I'll improve the youth. I'll follow this project."
But there's a reason for that, David, and you know it. David, now, I'll use you as an example. Okay,
Please.
Enzo Maresca came in from Parma, Leicester. No manager at Leicester is going to say no to a Chelsea job. It's just as simple as
yeah,
under any conditions. But guess what? Now, a year later, I got you top 4. I got you Champions League football. I won the Conference League. I won the Club World Cup. Give me the respect. Give me the respect of actually giving me players that I can fucking work with. Do we legitimately believe that Enzo Maresca walked into their offices and said, "Sign me Garnacho and Gittins"? Do we legitimately believe that? Let's be objective about this. David, right now, I
don't think that would have been
One second. I'm going to use you as an example because you can relate to this. No, because you can relate to this because it's you. David speaks football. Up-and-coming content creator. Right now, happy to be on this channel. Happy to be everywhere. If David speaks football... No, this is true. This is the same thing to every content creator when you first start. David Speaks Football a year from now is on 15,000 subscribers. He does live streams with 1,000 people watching. Is David, inshallah, is David now free for everyone?
I understand your point. I understand your point.
So
it's
Maresca,
a valid
when he
point.
first walked in versus the Maresca now is two different things. And the proof is, I'll give you legitimate proof. Who are the football clubs that are looking at Enzo Maresca?
Man
The
City.
Italian Giants and Manchester City. Would they have looked at him had he been at Leicester?
Yeah, I understand.
So
It's opened up
manager
an opportunity for him, for sure. But when he said, listen, Garnacho, Gittins, I don't think that would have been his first choice. I don't even know if he has a full-on say in who gets signed there. Right. Much like Arteta, you know, we talk about Arsenal just there. Did Arteta sign Gyökeres? Was Gyökeres an Arteta player? I don't think so, but that's another conversation. The point I'm making is with Maresca is when he said, I don't think what you've given me is good enough, they would have responded, we pay you good money to coach these players to be better players. We pay you good money to improve players. So please do your job. I mean, it's 50-50, guys. No matter how you swing it to me, it's
going to be wrong and
50-50.
strong. You're going to be wrong and strong. You're going to be wrong and strong. You
No,
know
I
you're
admit
wrong
it to
and
you.
strong right now. You know who can improve Garnacho? Who can improve Gittins? Who can improve these players?
But
Have
this goes back to the main thing, Husam, is that there are too many players that need improving all at the same time.
Yes.
How are you supposed to develop Gittins, Garnacho, Delap, Esteval, Jarrell Hatto, Andre
Even
Santos?
Palmer's got to develop. Even Caicedo's got to develop.
How can you manage and put together a team where pretty much every single player, bar 3 or 4, all need developing, all need proper coaching, all need to be developed, all need opportunities and minutes to develop as footballers? How is that possible? Like, all we're doing at Chelsea's like a daycare centre, basically, where you just drop off the kids and you go and look after them for the day, and you hope that the person there could. Some of them will enjoy it. Some of them will, you know, their behavior will improve and stuff, and other ones will just kind of fall by the wayside. This is what we are, bro. We're just a daycare center where you've got so many players who constantly all need developing. And then what happens when we develop those players? When you spend 2.5 years developing Madueke, when you spend 2.5 years developing Nicholas Jackson to a point where they can contribute to a team that can finish in the top 4 in the Premier League, you then get rid of those players. And then what you do is you bring in players like Gittins and Delap, who are what Madueke and Jackson were 2.5 years ago, and you start the whole process all over again. What are we doing here?
Which is why I can confidently say, with this same model, Chelsea are never winning the league.
We're going nowhere. We're winning nothing.
Never winning the league.
We're not challenging or winning the Premier League under this ownership until they change their ways. It's never happening because it's not possible.
I'd argue they would struggle.
Hold on, just quickly. When you look at football, right, in the Premier League, since Premier League started in 1992 or whatever, right? Not a single club who has won the Premier League or the Champions League in that time has had a model and a way of operating like Chelsea. No one does that. So to have the arrogance and the brashness to come in and think you're going to go against the curve and you're going to be the first guys to reinvent the wheel and change things is beyond deluded. There's a reason why this approach has never, ever worked in terms of being serious for the long term, and no one's done it. Do you really think if this was a good idea and it was workable and you'd get success from it, do you really think that other clubs wouldn't have tried it before?
Yeah, but you've got to think outside the box. You do have to think outside the box. Again, I keep referring back to it. When you've got Pep Guardiola in the league, it's very difficult. Ask Arteta.
Sure,
it's very
but thinking outside the box, though, to beat Pep Guardiola and Man City is not signing a load of kids.
Well, in hindsight now, right?
It never was, though. But it never was. You were never going to close the gap by signing a load of unproven youngsters with no proven quality.
Okay, the only team that's closed that gap has been Liverpool, yeah? And you're saying they've done that by signing proven players every single time, yeah? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know what Arsenal done over the last 3 seasons.
Bro, this guy just shamelessly full screens people for fun. He loves it.
I don't know what Arsenal did over the last 3 seasons to close the gap.
All 3 of you have been
doing this season to close the gap.
Arsenal have been amazing, bro.
let me say
you
one
know,
thing.
Pep Guardiola, bruv. But
No,
Liverpool have closed the gap.
I'm kidding.
Liverpool have closed the gap. But Husam, I've got a question for you, yeah? You're
Yes.
telling me every single signing that you made in the Klopp era, yeah, was a signing that was ready-made, ready to go, an Osimhen, a Gueye. You're telling me all of them were ready to go? I'd argue a Mane was equivalent to a João Pedro at that stage. Do you understand what I'm saying? You didn't sign proven players. The coach
No, but they signed
improved
Alisson
those
and Van
players.
Dijk.
Yeah,
Okay, but here's
totally.
the
But
thing.
you've
Thank
got
you.
Caicedo. You've got Caicedo that you've signed and Cole Palmer. Equivalent.
But that's not the equivalent of Alisson and Van
And
Dijk, because we
Enzo.
signed Alisson and
It's
Van Dijk in their
close.
prime years. We signed Alisson at 26 and Van Dijk at 26. Here, let me prove to you. I'm going to use
Please.
this transfer point to prove you even further wrong. You've been
Oh
getting
God, it's a bad day for me,
all
guys.
streams. First of all, there's 900 people in here. Make sure guys are liking and subscribing.
Yes.
I'm gonna do the Terry Flewers. You get me? This is
God.
why David is wrong. You know, there's an athletic article that came out that said if you get 55% of your transfers correct, you are successful when it comes to transfers. Like that's how much, like, you cannot guarantee transfers work out. And we saw it with Liverpool, even like the Kirkes, Verts, blah blah blah. We all know what happened. Now, if you sign 10 kids, you are even reducing that possibility even further, because if I tell you right now, if I bring up right now the predicted Euro 2016 team that England thought they would have, with the likes of Michael Johnson from Man City, and I can bring you up names of youngsters that you never even, like, you don't even
Yeah, I
remember.
get you.
You don't even remember them. Youngsters, actually, for the most part, a lot of them don't work out. How many young prodigies have we seen come through our football club who play for random clubs right now who we don't even know about? I remember when 12 years ago, Liverpool had the next Robbie Fowler, Adam Morgan, and he scored a goal in pre-season.
What about
People are like,
Ryan Brewster as well?
yes, Adam Morgan is here. He plays for Yeovil Town. He's doing podcasts now.
What's Bruce?
So when we're talking about, no, I can actually
Out
bring
of
Adam
order,
Morgan
man.
on my channel one day. Like I'm
Yeah.
like legit. It's a possibility.
Sorry, what's
I'm looking at,
Brewster
like,
doing?
how many youngsters growing up at your own football clubs? All four of us can relate. Have we heard? Oh, this young kid. Oh my God. Did you remember Van Hal? How many he brought through? What was the name of that guy? Blackman, the striker number 39, that blonde kid. All of these players, they came through, and nothing, because youngsters, exactly what Charlie said from the beginning, which is they all need development. Here's Chelsea's problem. Even their best players, Caicedo needs development, Palmer needs development, Reece James like all of their players still need development even now.
There's no finished articles in the team. That's the thing. There's no finished articles in the team.
Yeah, there is none.
Yeah, but in Liverpool's prime days, there weren't no finished articles.
Okay, I'll disprove
and
that.
I'll disprove that
right now.
No, hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. If you're telling me Salah was the finished article in his prime at Liverpool under Klopp, what was last season then? What was last season? That, for me, is the finished article, right? Van Dijk wasn't the finished article when he got there. He improved under Klopp. So don't tell me these guys were finished articles when they got there. Klopp improved them, as well as improving a Mane, a Firmino, and all the rest of these signings, right? I'm just saying, and I'm going to stick by it, hopefully for the rest of the stream, Maresca could have done better at improving the players he was given. It's 50-50, not 70-30, Don Husam.
Okay, so Jurgen Klopp signings at Liverpool Football Club. Trent, academy player. Robertson signed at 24-25 from Hull City. Virgil van Dijk was already the best performing Premier League centre-back outside the Big Six at Southampton. He was. Joel Matip.
I don't want to interrupt, but before we move from there, was Caicedo the best performing in his position for Brighton? I'd say he was.
It was between him and McAllister.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that's equivalent. We're equivalent there, yeah? We're 1-1 there. Can we be 1-1 there?
Okay.
Carry on.
Okay. Joel Matip, experienced centre-back from the German league. What's your
what have you guys got? Yeah, well, help me out here, Charlie. Colwell?
We haven't got anything else. Like not not on a massive situation. I mean, the centre backs we've signed: Badia Shield, Disasi, Fofana.
Fofana, perfect, good man. I needed you there. Fofana, I'd say he's been injured, but that happens. You can blame the manager on that. Arteta gets blamed for
but the
injuries all
age
the
groups,
time.
even the age groups are different because
But the age groups are different. Fofana was signed at like 22 or something, 21.
Yeah.
Like we signed older players. We signed 24, 25, 26. You look at Fabinho, we signed from Monaco. Champions League experienced, got to the semi-final of the Champions League with Monaco, you know, and Brazilian international, and played for Real Madrid, played DM and fullback. James Milner on a free from Manchester City, heaps of experience. Already ready-made player. We already know what James Milner is going to offer. Jorginho Wijnaldum, Newcastle, Dutch national
Would you
team.
say that's equivalent to a João Pedro? Would you say that's equivalent to a Delap? I know he wasn't a striker for you guys. He was a midfielder. Who can we throw in there? That's equivalent to a Lavia. He's been injured. You know, I mean, it's just not gone well for Chelsea.
Lavia. You're so shameless. You're so shameless.
I'm clinging on hard.
We signed Shaqiri from Stoke. Premier League experience, played for Inter, for Bayern, gave us a lot of good moments in a Liverpool shirt.
That's equivalent to Garnacho there.
I'm glad you brought up Mo. Mo came in from Roma in the Serie A team of the season, having the most GA for Roma, even in his last year. So even when we signed Mo, signing Mo is not the equivalent of signing Gittins and Garnacho, because Gittins and Garnacho are still kids. It's the equivalent of signing Mo from, it would be the equivalent of signing Mo from Basel, not signing Mo from Roma. Those are two different players.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just making the point, and you made some valid points there. But like I said, I think a Garnacho is equivalent to some of those players you said. But yes.
Equivalent to who, Garnacho? Who?
The one you said earlier. Hold on. Who did you say earlier on the left wing there?
Garnacho's not equivalent to Mane. No chance.
Well, not in hindsight now where Mane went to, but when Mane was signed, I mean, Garnacho's not far off him. That overhead kick puts him in the same bracket alone.
No.
Anyway, the point I'm making is Klopp improved a lot of these players, and Maresca has to take some responsibility that he should have improved some of these players. Esteval could well be the new Mo Salah in 10 years' time. Do I think he will be? I don't think he will be, no.
But you're missing the point once again. They're not signing Mo from Roma. They're signing him from Basel. They're signing a different version that didn't work out at Chelsea, basically. You know?
Husam, it's a different time, though. If you actually take into consideration, teams are buying players at younger ages now because, like you said, they're trying to make profit off of them. So you kind of have to look at it to that same equivalent. Mo was in form at that time when you bought him. The same way with these young talents Chelsea are buying. Apparently, they're in form. They're going to be the next best thing. So, you know, it kind of equates to the same.
Thank you, Bailey. Look, he's hanged. Bailey just saved me, mate. There you go. Palmer's up there. Palmer's up there with some of the people you said easily. I'm just making the point. I think Maresca has to take some responsibility here.
Because they signed a City kid. So, like, it's just...
With potential. He was great for City at that point. They didn't sign him for 2 million, man. How much did you sign Palmer for?
He couldn't get game time.
Palmer was 40 million, but he wanted to leave. He wanted out because he wasn't playing.
Yeah. You gave him a lifeline. Fantastic signing.
I think Chelsea just were out there for anyone. Remember, these men went to hijack Mudryk. No scouting. They just know Arsenal wanted Mudryk and went to hijack him. Think about it. So it's the same thing with the Palmer thing. They said Palmer's free. We're gonna get Palmer, bro. These guys had no thought process.
They had no idea that Palmer was going to turn into what he did. They were just.
You can't say
no
that.
one knew
you
that.
Can't say that. No, you can't say that. If they've made the signing and he turns out the way he does, you've got to give him credit for it. You can't take credit away, guys. You're being very unfair there. You can't say, "Oh, they didn't know he was going to be great," but they paid 40 million for him, but they didn't know.
They just took a punt on him. Like it's classic. Because that was a deadline day signing. He wasn't really part of the plans. And then I can't remember exactly what happened. I think we missed out on someone or someone got injured or whatever. And then we ended up signing Palmer on deadline day.
I'm sorry, you got to give him credit for Palmer. You got to give him credit for Caicedo.
Man, that fell into their lap, bro. That fell into their lap.
Okay, guys. Okay.
I'm not giving him credit for Caicedo, right? Because with Caicedo, we negotiated all summer These idiots were so bad at negotiating that Liverpool came in with a record bid. And the only reason he joined us is because we started the negotiations so early and he's given us his word. If he wasn't a principled man like that, he would have fucked us off and gone to Liverpool. And
we got to give credit to...
we would have missed out on Caicedo because we were so bad at negotiating.
David has a credit thing. Okay, give them credit for Caicedo and Palmer. Okay, no problem. That's 2 signings out of 50. Can we talk about the other 48 signings?
Yeah.
David's realizing finally, like, fuck, this is hell to lie on.
I'm just trying to say that I don't think 30-70 blame-wise is fair. Can we go to 60-40?
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's fair. I think it should be 85-15, all on clear. I'm after speaking to you, I take it even lower.
You've got the
I take it even lower, brother. I'll be honest with you. You know, this has been going on for a while. I still remember, the infamous, iconic video with the watch out thing.
Pochettino should not be sacked. They could lose the next 5 games, and I would still say Pochettino should not be sacked.
Hey, the same energy for
What is that?
I said Pot should not be sacked. I said Pot should not be sacked, and I'm saying Maresca should not be sacked. And I take this a step further. I would take Maresca to replace Slot happily tomorrow. Now, big up to all of you guys locked in. Make sure guys are liking and subscribing. Guys, we got 900 people in the building. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate and love every single one of you. Can we get 300 likes though? Because you guys' return is absolutely horrendous. So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so, and keep getting involved in the chat. I appreciate you all. We're going to move on, talk about Man United and Liverpool in a bit. Now, hold that. Big up to this guy boy who says, what message does this send to target signing players on 7+ year contracts?
Well, mate, the next thing that will happen, right, is that the likes of Palmer's, Caicedo's, Enzo's, the guys that are now coming into the prime years of their careers that have been here for 2 or 3 years, the next thing that will happen is they're going to start wanting out. That will be the next thing that happens because they'll wake up and realize that what they were pitched and what they were told was a complete lie and a complete farce. And so that's the next thing waiting to happen is that these guys, the good players that we did sign who are entering their prime years in the next year or two, will want out. That's the next thing waiting to happen. Did
you see Palmer's reaction to being subbed off the other day?
He wasn't happy about it. But again, his minutes have been he's been out for 3 months, so his minutes were being managed. But look, everyone wants to play. But yeah, look, the next thing that will happen, Husam, is, as I said, the top players will start wanting out. Your Caicedos, your Palmers, your Enzos. These guys will ask to leave soon.
Hey, has Hato played a game yet?
Bro, Hato's played a few games. He's been poor, though. He looks nowhere near the level required. And again, we needed backup for Cucurella, but we needed a backup that could actually push Cucurella or get somewhere near.
Start on because I said we'll speak about Man United. Is that bad?
Yeah, I started getting cold.
There's a guy in the chat that's completely onto you right now. I'm gonna read all 3 of his super chats.
Please do it.
Oh.
Big up to Dom who says this guy told Staffy to enjoy the atmosphere. And then he says Timo Conor Gallagher has the word steaks. And then he says David telling Chelsea fans to enjoy the atmosphere.
Hey, he's on to you, bro.
I don't know if you watched that. I don't know if you watched that on the Football Terrace, any of you, but that got pretty mad.
When did Conor Gallagher have a massive beard? I must have missed that.
Yeah. You got Terry on the Football Terrace saying my beard's fake. The cheek of it. Can you imagine? Anyway,
come on,
I don't want to go too far, but yeah. The cheek of it, bro. This is what I got to deal with when I go there. Do you get what I'm saying? I've got to defend myself, guys. But anyway.
Talk Sports scouted PR for Delap, pulled media sheep. Bro, the fact that they just followed whoever the hell Arsenal wanted is mad for me. Happy New Year. Maresca getting mudded is funny, but as an Arsenal fan, Josh won't tolerate coming second place for so long, so we can't really talk much. Here's the thing though. Like when we speak about Josh Kroenke, he's come out publicly and said he wants to win. Have any of the Clear Lake people come out publicly and saying they want to win?
No.
Just saying. Just putting it out there, Netweed. Arsenal, while challenging, did not have that much developed players. Arteta did it. Why not Chelsea could do it? Yes, but let's look at the caliber of players that they have signed. Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi,
Please. No.
Odegaard,
No.
Havertz. All of these
had
players have at least played in the Champions League. Julian Timber,
Husam,
Cafe.
We've had Fabio Vieira. We've had Lakonga. Yeah. You know,
But they weren't main. The point is that they weren't main signings, though.
Yeah, keep going. Mention more bench players.
Mention
more bench players. You shameless fraud. You shameless fraud. Bringing up everyone on the bench at Arsenal as a rebuttal to Chelsea starters. You know, you and David have raised my blood pressure today. Instead of us cooking Charlie together, you have raised my blood pressure. Fraud gonna bring up everyone on the bench. Oh, we signed Marcos from Flamengo. Sterling on loan. We're talking about the other player.
Hey, we signed Marquinhos. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's true. I agree, Bailey. I agree.
Can you stop it, Bailey? My big concern is Sunday Chelsea never favor. Hey, if you think, oh my God, this is true. Chelsea's next game is away at City, isn't it?
Yeah.
Secondary check. So,
but they've got enough quality to beat City. That's the thing. You guys are knocking it. They could all perform. They could all perform and beat City. Like, this is what I mean. I just think Maresca wasn't perfect. I'll take that Man United game, man. He got that red card and he completely shit the bed and threw that game out.
That's why I gave him 30%. After speaking to you, it became 15%. Big up to NetWeeder said, Slot sacked the give it time process. Bro. I think Slot has failed at Liverpool Football Club, which is why I do want him gone right now. 50 plus players and all need development. Chelsea, a glorified training academy. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Like, this guy need developing, and the other guy need developing, and the best player need developing, and the second best player need developing. So who's ready? Who's ready now, brother? That's the $1 million question. Big up to my guy Fast who says Ekitike ball. Happy 22 day. Yes, sir. Ekitike ball. I can't wait. Here you go tonight against Leeds. Leeds are a very well coached team, though, you guys. So be careful, like being that excited. Daniel Farka, go see I actually watched Leeds Sunderland because I'm scouting our ops, bro. That's
Leeds.
Charlie, you are below the worst Liverpool since Winston Churchill.
Yeah, but you break the British.
Humble yourself. Humble yourself. Look where you're at as a football club. Humble. Your manager is going to be Liam Rosenior. You know how mad that is.
No, mate. You know what's funny as well? He looks like Matisse.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to check it now.
Bro, go on Matisse's Twitter and look what he's changed it to. It's well funny.
I saw.
Yeah,
that's the guy that
Matisse looks like Liam Rosenior.
No, he played for Brighton, not Birmingham.
Yeah, he played for Brighton. Of course he played for Brighton, bro.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, he actually looks exactly like
he does. I told you.
I give up. He actually looks exactly like Matisse.
Bro, Matisse is taking over.
Oh, this is why Matisse changed his name on Twitter to Liam Rosenior.
Yeah.
This is mad.
Matisse is in charge.
Yeah, that is crazy. A bit like Aubameyang as well, to be honest. Little bit.
Bro, I can't wait for some Matisse ball. Matisse ball at the Etihad on Sunday. We'll be there.
Yes.
We'll be there.
I can't wait for this time next year. Everyone like Rosenior out.
Bro, this time next year we'll be having the same conversation because he'll be gone.
Yeah, and David will go like it's 50-50 because Rosenior should have developed Quenda. You know, he would have said that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have so much fun with this Rosenior stuff, bro. I'm gonna take the piss out of everyone.
Bro, do you know what the latest thing is, right? Because Rosenior and Delap worked together at Hull. suddenly
there you go.
that's going to be cooking now. Yeah, that's yeah.
There you go.
Bro, it's so peak. Yeah.
God. Tell me one more club with strict under 25. Go.
There isn't one. There's none. Bro, this is my point earlier, Husam, is that the arrogance to think that they could come in and reinvent the wheel of what's never, ever worked at any successful football club.
They're trying to think outside the box, like I said earlier. Pep Guardiola's had that impact on clubs. How can we find a way to change things? How can we find a way to defeat this? Because the only person that has is Jurgen Klopp, because he's a special manager. Maresca's not quite a special manager.
And the correct way to defeat it is sign a bunch of kids. You are spot on.
I'm not saying that was. I'm not saying that was.
The moment the manager got a personality, they sacked him. That's what I'm clarifying to David. Guys, when I first started YouTube, I used to come home from work at 6 p.m. my time and do streams up until like 2, 3 a.m. I used to be on every channel because back in the day, there was no such thing as redirect. There was no such thing as, this video is going to take you to, this is football. It never existed. So you had to put your face out there. I was on every podcast known to mankind. You go to every channel and you'd see my face, just trying to create content and put my face out there. Now, like 4 years later, I cannot do every single stream by the way. This is my full-time job now and it's different. So with Enzo Maresca, like at the beginning, he was happy to be there, just came in from Leicester, replacing Pochettino. A year later, after winning the Conference League and winning the Club World Cup and defeating Barcelona in the Champions League, and he's wanted by City and he's wanted by Inter and he's wanted by Juve. Of course,
he got big-headed.
Like, whoa, at least give me Antoine Semenyo. At least give me some respect.
But this is it, though. The moment that he had some success, and the moment that he grew a backbone and wasn't a spineless little yes man, is the moment they started disliking him. And that is by
it's not just
design.
That, though, Charlie.
That is by design. Every manager that is there, that is doing okay, as soon as they have some success and grow a backbone and demand a bit more to push on to the next level, then they dislike them and then they replace them.
I just deeped something when you were explaining it. They sacked Poch after he called them out too, by the way.
Yeah, of course they did, bro. Yeah, they did. They sacked him after they called him out.
Two managers in a row who got sacked.
Are we just going to ignore that he's spoken to Man City twice? Why is no one in this panel?
Yeah, but he's allowed to.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
you can say that, right?
That's not acceptable, man. That's not acceptable.
Right, that's fine. But what about this then? Why is he doing that? Why does he feel the need to do that?
All right. My wife cheats on me tomorrow.
No.
Why is she cheating on me? Why is she cheating on me?
No, hold on. I'm not saying it's right, but at the same time, we've got to look at it from both ways. Why did he feel the need at Chelsea when he's at Chelsea to go and speak to Man City? What is the reason for that? Because
loyalty doesn't exist. We can't work through things together. He's
maybe
Chelsea
not anymore.
manager.
We clearly couldn't. We couldn't
He's
work
Chelsea
through
manager.
things anymore.
Let's work through things together. Wife, give me some time. Don't run away with that tall, dark, handsome geezer. You know what I'm saying? No, Charlie, I've got to look at what I did wrong. Maybe I should have shaved my beard. Maybe I should have done a few more extra sessions.
I hear what you're saying.
We can't just paste over that Maresca's
as to why he felt the need to do that.
I understand, but you can't do that. There has to be some loyalty,
But in his contract,
he's taken vows.
He was allowed to do that.
He's done his Nakar with Chelsea. You understand what I'm saying? He's done his marriage with Chelsea. You cannot do what he's done. We can't just paste over that, guys. And of course, the ownership are going to be like, who the hell do you think you are? You can't just go out here and start talking to Man City.
If they backed him and given him the squad to compete, he wouldn't be looking at Man City. He'd be happy at Chelsea. And we didn't do enough to keep him. We didn't do enough to keep him.
Matisse might have to suspend his account for now. By the way, he's completely changed his name on Twitter to Liam Resigns now. Like he's embraced it.
He's loving it. Yes, Matisse.
And by the way, the fact that they're getting a Strasbourg manager who's their sister club is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and he's played with Brighton as well. So there's obviously that link there. It's going to be great. What we're doing now is, we're looking for a manager from the MLS to replace Rossini at Strasbourg. And then once that's done, Rossini will probably come in.
Watch that. That MLS manager is going to be a Chelsea manager in the near future.
Oh, bro, this time next year, that MLS manager that is at Strasbourg will be Chelsea manager.
According to this super chat, so will I, bro.
Every stream, David doing job interview.
To be honest, bro,
the funniest.
I'd be up for it.
The funniest David moment I've encountered my whole life is on Thursday. We did the show, and he was like, it's not that bad. And then we go 2-0 up against Leeds. And then he messaged me. He's like, see, I told you it's not that bad. The game ends 3-3. And he's like, I spoke too soon. And then Salah gives the interview after. And he's like, oh, shit, this club is in turmoil now. You get me? So it was that bad. Anyway, look, 900 people are in the building. Speaking of that bad, I want to move on to talk about Man United. Everyone, please hit the like button, subscribe. Amarim, for the people who don't know as well, because Dave keeps the same energy. David is Amarim in. But before we go to David,
Amarim in.
Yeah, you are.
Right.
Carry on. When you come round to me, I'll explain myself.
Before we even come to David, I want to go to Baylor because I want to get a neutral opinion. Man United draw at home to Wolverhampton, my brother.
Yes. This.
Their first point, Wolves' first point since October.
Look, hey Charlie, you know what I heard from United? You know what I heard from a United fan? I heard that Wolves actually play good football. They've been unlucky. Wow. At bottom of the table, 3 points have been unlucky.
2 points before that game.
Oh, yeah. In fact, 2 points before that game. 18 games in. 19 games in, we have 3 points. Now, look, under Amarim, right? I've said it, and I've said it to a bunch of United fans over and over again. I don't think these guys are going anywhere. It honestly doesn't matter what Amarim does. Like, you have United fans telling me, yeah, they believe in the philosophy, just give him time. But what are you actually seeing? That's what I want to know. The Sesko signing,
56 points out of like 105 or something. He's been shit.
Bro, the Sesko signing. Everyone's talking about Sesko. Oh, better than Gyökeres. What's happening over there? I haven't heard anyone talking about Sesko and his goals, or the lack of goals, should I say? And talk about Mbeumo. Mbeumo's performing. Mbeumo's actually been the best signing in terms of, I say the new recruitments from Amarim over the summer. However, I don't know if Mbeumo and Cunha are gonna, lead the line. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just a little shabby for me. And I need to hear more from United fans that actually believe this is gonna go somewhere. Because what I see is United finishing 10th. Honestly, I've said it. Me personally, if they finish above 10th place, above 9th or 10th place, they've had a brilliant season in my personal opinion. Because I don't know how you go from 15th to now finishing 8th or finishing 6th. It just doesn't make any sense in my book. So there's a lot for United to work on. Now, people are gonna say, "Oh yeah, Arsenal struggled against Wolves, so rightfully so that United struggled against Wolves." I don't know. I wouldn't say that's the same thing. Where Arsenal are and where United are two different parts of the table. Yeah, Arsenal should have brushed Wolves when we played them, but you're not gonna run through every game. And we know what the Premier League is like. It happens every year. Somehow, a team on the bottom of the table will end up gaining points from a team at the top of the table. It could either be a draw or it could just be a random win. But it happens, right? So Arsenal struggled that day. People are saying, oh, Wolves were unlucky to not win that game or get a point out of the game. Now, with the United game, it's like, bro, how are you finishing the game basically with your backs to the wall? Like, honestly, explain that to me. That's what I need to understand. This is a team at the bottom of the table with practically 2 points, bro. 2 points.
We finished the game with like 15 centre backs, to be honest. But
that's even more of a damning indictment of the manager. The manager is chucking on defenders at home against the worst team in Premier League history. It's a disgrace.
It's not good enough, bro. It's not good enough.
This is Man United. This is Manchester United. And you've got Man United, not saying you've got Man United fans.
You could say me, don't worry. You've
got Man United fans who are defending what is going on at this football club.
Yeah, David is defending.
I am that. You could say me.
I cannot believe it. Look at the badge on that shirt and the history and what it represents. and look at the mess and the shadow of the football club it used to be. And Man United fans are defending this, saying it's all right. It is a disgrace. What has happened to Man United fans and the standards at Manchester United Football Club? They're just gone. They're gone.
I think it's the banter era for United now. And, you know, I've said it to my United friends, you know, my friends that support United. I've said, look, yeah, we've had 20 years of banter era. You guys are running on 12 right now.
Yeah.
Yo, I need at least 5 years.
Can I explain what's going on? Can I explain what's going on? Right? Listen, when I first started doing this 6 months ago, I was completely Amarim out. And I'm going to give you the reasoning behind it. I won't take long, I promise. So be patient with me, yeah? He came in, no manager bounce, yeah? Couldn't get back-to-back wins for over a year. Lost in the final against Ange Postecoglou. It was unacceptable. I came onto every stream on the football terrace. I came onto every stream on the football terrace saying, this guy hasn't improved a single thing. This is absolutely shocking. We have to get rid of him. All I ever got back was, we can't go around in circles. We can't keep hiring new managers and sacking them. Be patient with the man. Once he gets some players and the personnel improve, it will improve. I scratch my head and I'm like, I'm not too sure, to be honest. Fast forward, the man wins 3 games in a row. Only loses 1 game in 10 games. I start thinking to myself, he's changing his formation. Things are looking better. We're playing more attacking football. We finished 15th last year and we're currently 6th. You know what? If someone would have given me that at the start of the season, I would have taken it with both hands. And then I came to the acceptance that my club is looking at this current project and looking at the blueprint that Arsenal have followed in supporting Arteta, letting him build something. And I'm not saying this is the correct blueprint, but my club currently see Arsenal top of the league. And they see a blueprint where they've supported a manager through thick and thin without winning much. And he's finally getting there and, let's say, winning the Premier League. My club's not sacking this manager. And they're definitely not sacking this manager in 6th, 7th place in the league. What are we expecting here, Manchester United fans? We haven't won the Premier League. Am I correct in saying going on 14 years? 14 years. Are you expecting us to go from 15th to 1st place? Are you expecting us to go from 15th to 2nd place? I'm sorry. If that's what you're expecting, you've got your head in the sand and you need to adjust your standards a little bit. I've adjusted my standards and my standards are lower for Manchester United. If he gets top 6, dare I say 7th or 8th, he will keep his job and they will back him and go again in the summer. If he's any lower than that, then of course the man needs to go. He's got a lot of crimes and blood on his hands, right? He does. But things have improved as of late. We'll talk about the Wolves game before I shut up, yeah? We talk about the Wolves game before I shut up. He went back to his bloody system. I mean, everything he's done recently, changing system, we've looked so much better. And he thought to himself, do you know what? It's only Wolves. Let me prove to everyone that I can beat them with my philosophy. To show everyone that it doesn't matter what system I play, I can be successful. And it fucking backfired on him. And that is his fault, that game. But we should have enough, guys, with Cunha and Sesko. We should have enough with Cunha and Sesko to win that game. It was a bad day at the office. But listen, what are we going to do here? We've got Leeds next. They're not a walkover. If we win that game and beat Burnley, we're back on track. And it's a great season in the context of where Manchester United is now. We're fighting relegation.
You know how there's like a lot of heat on the Chelsea ownership, and rightfully so. There is nowhere near enough heat on Ineos for what they've done since they've come in. They have been a disgrace to Man United since they arrived. People were talking about give Ineos the keys, this, that, and whatnot. Why is there not more heat on Ineos?
There is heat on Ineos. Of course there is. If they get this one wrong, guys, if they get this one wrong, they've probably got one more chance. One more chance. They kept Ten Hag too long, yeah? They've then gone with Amarim, right? They sacked Dan Ashworth because Dan Ashworth didn't want Amarim. He wanted Southgate, yeah? So already quite a few mistakes have happened. I'm telling you now, guys, they're not sacking him because they are following the Arteta blueprint. They are following the Arsenal blueprint. And the quicker Man United fans accept this and try and get behind the team rather than coming on streams when they lose and being happy about it, right? Let's just move forward and support the team. Is it acceptable, that Wolves performance? No, it's not. But we all have bad days in the office. Just ask Enzo Maresca that you guys are saying that is amazing. And he's only 15% to blame. But with Amorim, it's a different energy, right? Because rightfully so, Maresca won some trophies.
Of course, it's a different energy, Dave. Of course, come on. Like, okay, I understand you want to back your manager, right? And I understand you're saying maybe it might be the same thing. They're trying to back the manager with the Arteta blueprint. The first season for Arteta, right? We finished 8th. Yep. That was after taking us from being 14th. Yeah, from Unai Emery, the same guy we just battered, a couple of days ago, and a lot of
You're not gonna let that one slide.
Never. I hate that guy. Trust me. But look, the point here I'm trying to make is with the Arteta blueprint and the Amorim blueprint, I think it's different, and this is why I feel like people like mix up scenarios and context. With Amorim, you had him take over Ten Hag, who was in the mud. Now he finished the
14th.
season, 14th, and then he finished the season 15th or whatever point it was, right? I mean, whatever position it was. But that shows you there was no improvement.
I agree, and that's why I was hammering him out. Out.
And then you now start this season. Okay, maybe, we're 19 games in, and then he's 6th. If we're actually being for real, if we're actually
go on, please tell me.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You guys are doing better. Look, you heard my dialogue at the start. I said I don't expect much from Amorim. I expect you guys to still finish 10th, although you're 6th right now. Yeah, because from what I'm seeing, it looks like a stop-start thing. It looks like there is no consistency.
So he's overachieving, is what you're saying, Bailage?
Currently, but bro, look, currently, but that's not an issue though. I don't judge things as they go along. I go by game, and then I see how things are, at a certain point. Like for me, with the Premier League, I judge it with a halfway point. Now we're at the halfway point. We can see that Arsenal are leading, City are there, Aston Villa might be there, and then Chelsea, Liverpool, you get it. We know who the top 6 look like. You get what I'm saying? So we have an outlook of what the Premier League might look like, in a couple months or so.
Yeah.
So with Amorim, what I can see right now, and I guess it's the same thing with Chelsea, it's just that you guys are very inconsistent in producing results. So you just explained there. Maybe it's because of him going back to his tactic. Why would he choose to go back to his tactic? What sort of manager is this? This isn't the sort of manager that is showing me that he's learning. I can't see that. Oh my days! You are gonna change it around in a couple months' time, or maybe you are gonna sign a few defenders, and they might make everything better. No,
I hear you. Just so you know, right? A lot of Man United fans were looking at Wolves, Leeds, and Burnley, which was our next 3 games. Obviously, we've played one of them. As he has to get 3 wins, otherwise it's not good enough. That's what Man United fans were saying. With the Newcastle win, that would have been 4 wins in a row. That was the standard that people like Terry, people like KJ were saying to me needs to be adhered to. I argued we haven't won 4 games in a row since November 2023. How the hell can you give that as the standard?
That haircut, that hair guy thought he was getting a haircut. He thought it should have been 5 wins in a row easy.
This is the point I'm making, guys. If you've not won 4 games in a row since November 2023, how is it fair to say this manager has to adhere to that to be successful? Now, to answer what Husam said earlier, because I know he's rubbing his eyes and he's ready to cook me for the 25th time in this stream. But listen,
I'm sorry, there is a super chat that just made me laugh. So
okay, go.
I couldn't control it.
The point I'm making is I'm not Amorim in. Here's where I'm at. I've gone from Amorim out, to seeing improvements, seeing where we are now. We're finally on plus goal difference. Shameless, I know, but I think that's an improvement.
Oh my God!
Yeah, let me finish because I know you're coming in. We hadn't been.
Hey, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. It's a very good sign.
We hadn't been on plus goal difference for a very long time, right?
We are
It's
on
all-
positive goal difference.
Yeah. It's all heading in a better direction. I'm not necessarily hammering him in. I'm in the camp of, I've got a bit more patience for this. I know he's not going to get sacked. Let's see how it goes until the end of the season. That's where I'm at, guys. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so when you say let's see where I'm at, does drawing at home to Wolves, not like agitate your soul? Like, be honest.
Of course it does. We beat them 4-1 a few weeks ago in their place, at their stadium. I thought this was a given. It was a horrible performance, but I don't want to sound and make excuses for it. No Mbumo, no Ahmad. We've got no. Listen,
You're playing Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Bruno Fernandes not playing. We don't have the depth in squad that some of these teams have. We should have still had enough. I know we should have still had enough.
Bro, the injury
We should have
situation
had
is not
enough.
running against Wolves. It's not running against Wolves. You should have been able to put your under 21 side
David, no
out
one's
and
gonna
beat
back
Wolves.
with injuries against Wolves. Have some shame.
My friends, Arsenal, great team, fantastic team, had some injuries, Gabriel, players like that out, and they needed 2 own goals to beat Wolves. So,
No, we're not
tranquilo,
doing
guys,
this, we
be
didn't have our
fair.
full
Be
team, so we couldn't
fair.
beat Wolves.
You've done Baelish again. Anyway,
I'm not,
I hope I've been
I'm
clear.
not gonna get drawn out. I'm not gonna get drawn out by the
No,
two
no,
own
that's
goals.
not what I'm doing, Baelish. That's not what I'm doing. But I'm just trying to give
He's
some
drawing
context
you
here.
out. He's drawing you
I'm
out.
just trying to give
An
some
hour and a half
context
into
here.
the stream, and he stabbed you in the back after the Chelsea. So this is where we're at right now. Guys, I can't believe. You know, like there is actually. Listen, if the problem is your benchmark is where you were last season. Why is that your benchmark?
Because that we can only go with recency, man. We can only go with recency. We just spent an hour talking about Chelsea and recency bias of how players are performing. João Pedro, Delap, all of this recency bias, yeah? Right?
Mhm.
We got to go with recency bias with Manchester United. They finished 15th when this man took over. He got rid of a whole bunch of players, a whole bomb squad. One of them went to Chelsea, right? He has to have some time to deliver something. And I'm not being funny. 6th or 7th in the league at the halfway point. I'll take it. I'll take it. We can't be painted with the same old school Manchester United brush. We're not the same team, guys. We're not that.
Yeah,
We're not going to spend another hour here talking about how we got to this point. We all know it's been mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. But I'm sorry, if you finish 15th and you finished on, I think it was 41 points. Remember the old saying, guys, that to avoid relegation, you need 40 points. We finished on 41 points. That was his fault also. I'm not taking it away from him, responsibility-wise. But now we're tracking. Terry loves saying it, so I'm going to use it now. Now we're tracking towards 60-odd points. It's an improvement. No one can tell me it's not an improvement. Anyway, I've got to shut up because
No, you know what? I have to agree with you.
You don't
It
have
is an
to shut up.
improvement.
Okay.
I've said that.
It's okay. We're here. We're here. This is therapy for you, David. Don't worry. You don't have to shut up. The whole point
And
of
then,
me
you know-
inviting you is not so you can shut up. I'm
Of
inviting you so you
course.
can speak.
But then
Yeah.
I get called. I think you guys could tell me. You could be honest with me. As you see, I'm a reasonable guy. Yeah, it's all banter. It's all nice. Then I get called. Then I get called an industry plant. Yeah, live on stream. Right. Then I get called an industry plant live on stream, and people expect me to scratch my head and be like, "Okay, sorry, you know, you're a veteran in the game, so let me just mellow myself and accept it." I think I've articulated my points fairly. I think it's fair to say Manchester United have improved. I don't think that's me being an industry plant. I think that's me being quite fair with where we're at now.
Did you receive
That's all
the
I'm
payment
saying.
from Ineos at the start of the week?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Did you get the envelope, brother?
I've got the Clear Lake envelope and the Ineos envelope.
I think the reason why people say that is because you were hammering out and shit. This season, you're watching it and you're like, you know, it's just like these certain results that just are sackable offenses in themselves. Like, you know, the draw at home to Wolves, the loss to Grimsby, all these moments. Like,
4-4 with Bournemouth as well.
in theory, by themselves, these are all. That's an Ineos sponsored gym. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Ineos
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Wow, TKA. That might have more flavor than any Turkish food in life. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
They
crazy.
got you on that one there. Still, they clocked
They
you.
did.
Bro.
They did. In your sponsorship is mad.
What I will say, tell
Anyway.
me about this quickly before you carry on, yeah?
Yes.
I think it's pretty normal to go from Amorim out, negative about Amorim with the start that he had, to then be a little more positive about how things are going. I think that's pretty normal. To go the other way, to go back the man, it's okay, be patient. Even after the Grimsby game, be patient, to now be Amorim out when things have improved. I don't comprehend, my friends. It doesn't make no sense to me.
Do you really think things have
Are you talking about
improved, though?
Terry here?
I'm talking about Terry here, yes. As an
No, but
example.
no, Dave, no,
Terry
Dave, seriously.
Stewart.
Do you believe
Yeah,
things have
getting called out.
improved?
Do I think things? I just spent about 7.5 minutes telling you I think things have improved. Are
But
they
with
at the level that I
with the inconsistencies, though, with the inconsistencies, how
This is it. How can you expect Manchester United to have the consistency of Arsenal, to have the consistency of Man City, to have, well, I was going to use Liverpool as an example, but I can't. But you get what I'm saying. How can you expect us to? Even Liverpool don't have the consistencies and they won the league last year. How can we expect Man United to have it? We have improved. Let's see how it goes. Am I saying outrageous things here? Because in my head, but maybe it's my head, I don't think I am.
All right, Dave, I got a question for you. So now that we're
After this
halfway
question,
through
we'll
the
do
season,
supers and then end. Go ahead, Baylor.
no worries. Now that we're halfway through the season, and you know, you it shows that you have some belief. Where do you believe you're going to end where do you think you're going to finish at the end of the season?
That's a great question because deep down I'm flipping shit in myself, right? I haven't got full trust in this manager at all. Hence why I'm not hammering him in. I'm like, I don't want to say I'm on the fence, but I'm kind of like, okay, I'm holding on, I'm holding on to see how this goes. If we support him in January with something, we've been wanting a midfielder for about 13 years since Michael Carrick, and we haven't got the right one. But mind you, I don't trust Ineos to identify the right one. But if we can support him in January, I think he can finish exactly where he is now. And if he does, I'm happy to give him another season. Hopefully that answers your question.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, on that note, let me just grab these supers before we wrap up the stream. Big up to all of you guys locked in. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you guys, please like the video. Please subscribe. I appreciate and love every single one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for showing us so much love. And don't forget, David Speaks Football is in the description. Baylage is in the description. And of course, Blue Brothers CFC is in the description. I appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys always showing me love and support. Now, let me just read these supers. I can lie to you. They're cooking you. Matisse FC's only job is to lose to Man City, is what Netweed is saying.
Bro, at this point, we're going to lose to City, and I actually pass caring now because it's going to be helpful for the Premier League title.
We need a favour, man.
I need it. Matisse will understand. Matisse we can throw this game. We're good at the Premier League, and then we'll carry on from there.
Matisse is beyond caring. Oh,
sad place. Maresca might be on the bench with Guardiola, mate. Imagine.
Bro, read the super chats out and stop disrespecting the people.
Yeah. Oh man, this has been an emotional stream, to be honest, isn't it? It has.
This is an emotional.
You've been fighting for your life, bro. You've been fighting for your life.
This is the 49th manager in my lifetime. I'm quite emotional. Where's the hat? Charlie earlier on.
He's even come with the England shirt today, isn't it? Is that the England shirt?
Yeah, bro. There's no Chelsea.
He's like, I'm not wearing Chelsea today. I'm coming with England.
Bro, I'm doing the Maresca. I'm not wearing the Chelsea tracksuit, and I'm wearing my own clothes now.
Yeah. You should have worn a Parma shirt or a Leicester shirt.
Take off the Zola shirts from the wall. Take it off. Guys, we're only 2 likes away from 300. That's our target.
That's Champions League. That's the Poch squad. That might have to move out of sight. And we got the zone. There's no, bro, I've got 2 of them. You don't even...
I've got more Champions Leagues than all this panel put together.
Yeah, but we still got 2 of us.
That's nice.
Hold on. How many have you got? How many have you got?
Put the Omri up quickly.
6.
You got
Put
6.
the Henry up.
Put the Henry
Yeah,
up,
3 plus 2 plus 0.
I know. Yeah. I just did some quick maths. You know, I'm not
Bro,
that great
3
at maths.
plus 2
It's
plus
done.
Hence
0,
why I
brother.
work in a
Put the
gym,
Henry
right?
up.
Hence why I work in a gym. Right,
Yes, 3 plus
Bro,
2 plus
it's-
0. You got
Sam, put the Henry up real quick.
Comment.
You know which one it is, the Henry.
Which Henry?
Do you know the Henry?
Which Henry? I like it.
I knew he was gonna put me up. I knew he was gonna put me.
Nah, I'd complain. I'd complain to HR for that one. I'd complain to HR for that one.
The
There,
problem
Ledge.
is I'm the CEO, HR,
Oh,
and
wow,
everything.
yeah. Terry tells me the exact same thing when I say, "Can I complain to HR?"
I'm the
Tells me the
HR
same
and
thing.
the CEO
Yeah.
and everything.
I
I bet
knew.
United would have taken an own goal now. Hey, definitely. 90th minute, I spoke to David. He would have taken an own goal 100%.
I would have. Yeah, I would have.
Big up to Dom, who's Dom is on to you again. He says, I think Said might actually fight you.
Yeah.
And then he says, Stockholm Syndrome, David.
Yes.
And then he says, Justice for Staffy. Oh my He's on to you. This is the
Yeah.
comment that mid your monologue.
I almost.
Mid your monologue, I started laughing at this one. He's like, David has fallen in love with his abuser.
Oh.
David was speaking, and I was laughing, and he thought I'm laughing at what he's saying. This guy super chat sent me. I'm like,
Yeah. I can see why. I can see why.
this is mad. Big up Shinobi and Dom. Appreciate you guys. Fans accepting mediocrity is why this also happens, is what TK is saying. Fairs. You're an Arsenal fan, though, so you know about accepting mediocrity.
Yeah.
Big up to Fonzie, says big up the panel, especially Jim Ratcliffe's son. Wow! They're getting
bro.
all directions, David. You're getting it from everyone at this point. It's crazy. It's crazy. Big up,
God
my guy.
blimey.
I appreciate you so much, brother. Thank you so much, my guy. They're rushing David on this stream right here. Hey, I hope
These
the
are all
client-
Staffy's alternate accounts, man. Every single one.
Wait, these got that many burners.
Listen, and Staffy spent all that money just to get back at me now, 100%.
Maybe. Hey, thank you to Staffy for all the money. Make sure guys are liking, subscribing. All the channels are in the description. Go give all my brothers a subscribe. Just gonna redirect you over to Judge Mo, and then I'm gonna be back in just under 2 hours for the Liverpool game. You get me? Liverpool against
You getting the
Leeds.
tactics board out, emergency meeting, or all good now?
You are below the worst Liverpool since Winston Churchill.
No. Are you getting a
You
tactics
have
board
the
out?
same
Are you
record
getting a
as
tactics
Manchester
board out?
United. You just gave a passionate speech to David. You gave him passionate speech.
It's so
Oh
true.
my
Are
God.
you-
Where
are
is
you
Man
getting a tactics
United?
board out?
Where is the true Man United? You are at the same points as them.
Yeah.
Just take the L today. Don't try to be a smart.
Astaghfirullah.
Don't be a smart. Don't be a smart. And the chat already know. We are all going to be spamming Forza Juve on his head top. That little fraud. Everyone goes spam Forza Juve in this chat. And I'm going to be spamming, pissing him the fuck off, making his veins pop of anger. You get me? So love you all and see you guys on the other side, man. Peace out.